like to put to you a question about classical Islam as opposed to Islamism. I'm a writer, I'm a journalist, I specialise in these issues, and I've been working hard at it for 20 years. And there are huge gaps in my knowledge, so how on earth people coming at this fresh really can get enough of a grip on the difference of Islam and how it works, I don't know, but maybe you can help us.
Classical Islam can be very complicated because, as you said, the seat of learning is in Al-Azhar, but it's no longer a credible seat, you know, in Al-Azhar. They have also been influenced by political Islam to a great extent. There are many scholars who will say that, you know, as I said, Islam was politicized after the death of the Prophet. So yes, but when reason was stopped, and reason and thinking, ishtihad, the concept of reasonable thinking and dialogue, was put to an end in the 17th century, everything went haywire because no, you cannot ask questions anymore. This is all dogma. So while they'd like to tell you that they're doing research in Saudi Arabia, they're really not. Basically what they're saying, this is our ideology, you either follow this or you're a non-Muslim. So they declare Shias, Ahmadis, Ismailis, anybody who doesn't follow their thinking to be non-Muslims. And not only that, they have taken it a step further and they have actually killed people because they believe they are non-Muslim. It's the easiest thing for them. This is called the blasphemy law, which has just had 3 weeks ago the governor of Punjab, who I knew well, put to death. And the terrifying thing is not the fact that he was killed, which is now very common in Pakistan, but the fact that his killer was celebrated. And it tells you the state of mind, unfortunately, in Pakistan, where even the silent majority is no longer a silent majority. They are quiet, they are not saying anything. Either they're terrified or they're given into this. So essentially the work is coming from North America. I will tell you that there are scholars and academics and there are people who are working on this. They are looking through the hadith, which is commentary, to throw out those which are really unreliable, unacceptable, especially the ones which are the majority, which are anti-women.
It's being done here too.
Yes, it's being done in Turkey, it's being done here, it's being done Taj. I know him well, yes. And so he is part of the reform group, the reform movement. And so, but few and far between. But as I said, we have hope because we keep looking back to say that this is just the seeds, the beginning of being able to stand up in public and say, yes, there is something wrong in the core of my community. And that is the first acceptance. And 90% of the Muslims can't even say that. They believe that if they criticize Muslims, they're criticizing the faith and they're going to go and burn in hell because that's what they've been told. See, so, and this is the problem. They've been told, no, you can't say anything, you can't criticize.
So you're having an effect, do you think?
I don't know. And I'll tell you that I'm rolling so fast that I don't have time to sit back and see whether I am having an effect. I just hope that the next generation, my focus is on the youth. You know, they are the next generation. I run a forum for learning for youth. Been doing this for 15 years. And that is where the work has to be done. This is why I'm so grateful to Sam and his group and these people who are working in universities. I just had an email this morning from Ottawa saying that they'd like to implement something like this in Canada. The universities, the MSAs are a big problem in Canada, which is the Muslim Students Associations. At least in the larger universities, again, they're highly funded by Saudi financing. I mean, people think that the Saudi financing is something that I'm just creating off the top of my head. Let me give you an example. Saudi Arabia, I mean, we're talking about billions of petrodollars, which we can only dream of, you know, something that you can't even see physically. They have produced Qurans in the thousands, millions, and exported them all over the world, especially when they see a vacuum. In the Russian Caucasus, for example, they will send millions of Qurans. They have changed the translation of that Quran, and I have seen it with my own eyes. And they have added to it that, you know, people who are Jews and Christians. So therefore, it gives the ignorant, illiterate Muslim this opportunity to say, see, it says here that we should kill them. So this is very problematic. And they haven't said that you should kill them, but in the beginning, the opening of the Quran is the Fatiha, which is our yes. And so we read that, and the last line is translated in English as saying, God, keep us on the straight path, the path of those who have been blessed, and not the path of those who have gone astray, full stop. They have added a line saying, like the Jews and Christians.
That's Ibn Kathir says that.
Well, but you see, this, if we get involved in all the scholars, I mean, they were always against each other. We would never be able to, and you know, see the sunlight. One of the ways that the Islamists keep stop people from speaking out is they involve them in these things. You know, why isn't your hair covered? Why are you wearing nail polish? Why are you wearing pants? This is all not allowed in Islam. It is haram. Why are you speaking in a pub? Problem is that we have to move out of all of that, and we have to a great extent. You know, my faith is my personal decision. It doesn't have to be imposed on you. I don't have to answer for all of this to any human being, and that is the bottom line. You see, that is where I'm able. And the fact is that the Quran doesn't say any of this garbage. And we have to get rid of all the garbage, and we're working at it against a lot of hostility and problems.